If your calendar, your screen time, your ex, or your bank account could all tell you the truth, would they say that you're a powerful man or that you're really good at pretending? Here's the truth. If you're like most divorced dads, you aren't confused. You're just addicted to lying about where you actually are. You scroll, you grind, you react, but you'd never stop to measure, to assess, to do a reality check. Now, this chapter is for the man who's done hiding, who's done blaming, and who's finally ready to face the fucking mirror. Here's what we're gonna cover in this video. I'm gonna share with you the 4 things that every single divorced dad needs right now in order to get out of the fog. And those 4 things are where you are right now, how you got here, where do you need to go and want to go, and what's the road ahead. And I want you to stick around because at the end of this video, you will know exactly why you're stuck and what to do this week to get you unstuck and on the road to freedom. Now, if you want to skip this video and download your Rise Blueprint checklist right now, the link is in the description. Also, if you want to get more transformative content, for example, how to get into a healthy and aligned relationship with your ex, even if you're in a war zone right now, or how to get more profits as a divorced dad, well, subscribe and like this video for more content like that. Alright, let's get honest. If you're watching this video right now, it means you are leaking power all over the place. Now, what are the symptoms of that? How do I know you're leaking power? And what to do about it? Let's get into it. Chances are you have built your business, but it seems like you're just busy in the business and your business is not growing where it could be. Chances are right now you experience a highly conflictual relationship with your ex. Every message seems like a war zone. Every message seems like reprimand. The threat of court is constantly there, and you're never good enough as a father. Sounds familiar? Maybe you see your kids, but you're not fully present there. Maybe they stopped sharing with you. They grow more and more distant from you. Maybe they're even afraid of you. Maybe they tell you or tell mom that they don't want to be at your place any longer. Sounds that familiar? Maybe when you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't see a weaponized body of a powerful man. You see more of a body of a couch potato. And the worst part, you don't even care anymore. Those are all the symptoms that you're not in your power, that you're leaking power every single day. And perhaps when you look at it, the only thing you can feel is like you're numb about it. You don't feel anything anymore. You spend your time and your days in anxiety and stress about what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen a year from now. When is the next shoe going to drop? You feel this angst and panic, and deep inside, you wonder if you'll ever be happy again, if you'll ever find your next love of your life, if your relationship with your ex is condemned to be this never-ending hell of a conflict war zone. You wonder if your kids will stop seeing you when they grow up, and you'll just end up fully and completely alone, broken shell of a man. Does that sound familiar? Then perhaps you justify all of this to yourself, saying that, well, one day she will heal and she will crawl back on her knees to ask for and beg for forgiveness. Maybe you tell yourself that your kids eventually, when they grow up, they understood who the true villain is in the story and they're going to come and be closer to you. Maybe believe that one day when the kids are out of the home, then you'll be the great business. Then you'll go traveling. Then you will enjoy life. Then you will find your next partner. Then you will take care of your body. And you tell yourself all those stories to justify yourself. And in the meantime, you spend your time in distractions, in addictions, in excuses, and in disconnect. Does that sound familiar? Now, if this is where you are right now, this is all normal. As you've seen in previous videos, and if you have not seen them, I highly encourage you watch them. They're all in the description. Now, if what I just described sounds familiar and describes you pretty much to the T, I want to let you know something. You're not alone. I have just described a typical divorced dadpreneur, a typical one. We all go through the same shit. But what if you could walk into your life and see a different picture? Not long time ago, 6 to 12 months from now. We're not looking at a decade from now. What if I could tell you that, hey, you know what? You could have a body that's weaponized for performance. You could not be anxious and stressed anymore. You can be at peace and driven in your day. You could rebuild your confidence. What if I were to tell you that with your ex, you can have an aligned and peaceful co-parenting when both of you give each other respect and consideration instead of resentment and blame? What if I told you that you could be living a life full of purpose, full of meaning instead of meaningless wandering? What if I told you that your kids could be coming to you with smiles, with I love yous, with hugs, with doing what you asked them to do without you telling them 10 times in a row? without you lashing out at them, where you could enjoy activities together, where you could be physically but also emotionally and mentally present for them in most of the moments, where they could go around and telling how daddy is great, how mommy is great, and how they love their family. Yes, my friend, all of this is possible to you if only you start with taking a look at your reality the way it is. You see, most men never reach this objective, never reach this kind of life. Why? Because they never stop to assess where the fuck they are. Now, if you never stop to assess where they are, you cannot diagnose yourself and you cannot prescribe yourself any kind of solution. Imagine you are your own self-doctor. Now, what happens when you go to a doctor's place? Well, first thing, the doctor is going to run some tests if he's a good one. Now, maybe you've been dealing with charlatans, I don't know. But if he's a good doctor or she's a good doctor, they're going to run a battery of tests on you to make a diagnosis. Where are you? Then they're going to ask you, where do you want to be? Now, obviously, if you have a significant illness, chances are you want to be healthy or you want to get rid of this illness. And so thereafter, they're going to prescribe you either medication or some sort of exercise or routines, or they're going to give you some sort of a plan of action to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And then what's going to happen? You're going to start executing that. Well, in life, as divorced dad, you have to be your own doctor. And in order to do that, you need to self-examine. So let's venture right into it. Now, in order for you to examine and to give yourself this reality check, this X-ray scan of your being right now, of your life, you need to look in 4 different domains. The first domain is body. Then you have the being, then you have the balance, and you have the business. Now let's venture into it. In the body, I want you to kind of take a sheet of paper and do it like separate it like this. I don't know if you can see here, if there's a reflection, but like there are 4 quadrants here: body, being, balance, and business. And in the middle, you're going to put yourself the big score of them. Now, when you outline, it can be super simple how you score yourself. Maybe you already know all of it, but let's go in a little bit of the details to help you diagnose yourself. In your body, how can you score yourself from 1 to 10? Well, the first thing you need to do right now is to get naked, turn off the cameras, get naked, go in front of a fucking mirror. Look in it. What do you see? Do you see a man who's giving himself excuses for how he looks? Or do you see a weaponized, powerful man? Or is it more like a couch potato or somewhere in between? I don't know. You know. Look at it. Rate yourself. Is this good for you, for your standards? Not for the society, not for the average man right now. For you. Is this what you want to look like? When you did your last blood test done or your test in general done with your physician, what did it say? What do you put in your body and in your mouth? Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy? Are you eating junk food? Are you eating healthy? Are you cooking for yourself, or do you let somebody else the responsibility for your own life, for your own health? Do you sleep enough, or you spend your nights in endless sleepless scrolling or swiping or Netflix binging? Are you stressed? Are you anxious? Where are you in your body? How do you fuel yourself? Do you exercise? Do you have an exercise routine? And then when you consider all of this, what's your real score from 1 to 10 in your body domain? Now let's go into the being domain. Are you connected with yourself? Are you emotionally stable? Or are you happily reacting like in anger and shame and guilt and rage and blame to everything that happens around you, whether it be with your clients, with your employees, with your kids, with your ex, with yourself? Maybe you numb yourself from all of this mess. Maybe you don't want to feel it anymore. Maybe you sedate yourself with porn, with drinking, with smoking, with alcohol, with pharmaceutical drugs, with all kinds of hard drugs, with whatever else. Where are you in the being? Are you connected with your purpose, with your soul, with the spirit, with God? Where are you in your life, in your being, on 1 to 10? Where are you in your life in balance, in relationships with your ex? If the relationship is toxic and conflictual, how toxic and conflictual is it? Do you even talk, or is everything done through the My Wizard or My Co-Parenting app or whatever else is there? Court mandated app. Is every single communication ending up in threats, in court, in blame, in insults, in disrespect, non-consideration? How is your relationship with your kids? Do they love you? Do you love them? Of course you love them, but you love them somewhere deep inside. But do you love them in your being, in your day-to-day, in your presence? How is your relationship with the people around you? How are you doing in your hobbies? Do you even have a hobbies? Do you engage in something fun and light for yourself, for pleasure, for fun? Do you date? Do you date to sedate yourself, or do you date because you truly want to build something lasting and fulfillment? Are you even in a place to build something like this? What does it look like in your business? What is your balance sheet, your income statement, retained earnings? What do they tell you about the state of your business? When you look at your calendar, what does it tell you about the state of your business? When you look at your marketing, at your fulfilling, at your closing, what does it tell you about the state of your business? When you look at your team, when you look at the prospect for growth, do you have a 5-year plan, 10-year plan? Do you have a vision for your purpose to incorporate that, to be of value to this society, to build something valuable? Do you have any of this? So considering that, I would invite you to just, like right now, take this piece of paper and score yourself 1 to 10, and then do the average, and that's going to be your score for your life. And that's the first part of the reality check. This is where you are right now. Just don't pretend, like, do it right now. An imperfect action is better than no action. If you already know it approximately, do it yourself. Do yourself a favor, score yourself right now. Because the truth is, facts will set you free. And here's the thing. As hard as it may be to score yourself this way, as hard as it may be to look at the number there, how low it may be, this is your liberation. I remember when I was there after the second dissolution of the marriage, listen, I went through 2 divorces. I have 2 kids from 2 different relationships. The first relationship, I spent 5 years, 18 times we went in front of a judge. High conflict custody battle. I know the fucking battle. I know how much it drains. During that time, I was building my second relationship with the second mother to my second child, who was already born at that time. And the stress from the first one completely annihilated the second one. And I'm not blaming the second one, and I'm not blaming the first mother to my son for the dissolution of my relationship. I'm blaming myself. I had no tools to stay in power. And because I was disempowered, well, I was trigger happy, and I would numb myself. All of the things, all of the symptoms that I just described to you, I was living that. And that's what led to the dissolution of my second relationship. And that's what led to the fact that I was maintaining 2 highly toxic, highly conflictual relationships with 2 very powerful and beautiful women to my 2 kids. And I'm so glad my 2 kids have those women, because they did not leave me a iota of leeway. They drilled me down until I had no choice but to grow. I'm forever grateful to them. Right now, we experience happy and healthy co-parenting relationship. We meet each other every single month for a family unit time. We're talking about doing an activity together. Those women used to hate each other. We're talking about doing an activity together. My kids are happy as much as they can be traveling between 2 homes, but they're happy. We talk openly, the hugs, the I love yous, the compliance with everything that's requested, or most thing that's requested. I'm not at the everything level. Kids are kids after all, but that's fine. I built a beautiful piece. Built a beautiful balance in my life that is perfect for me. I have rising profits in my business. I have sold my business. I have doubled it in size, sold it so that I can allocate my time to you, to the divorced dads, helping you do the same thing. And the one thing that really transformed me is when I met my mentor, and he asked me, so the first question, where you're at? I didn't know what it meant. What do you mean where I'm at? He goes, where are you at? How's your body? How's your business? How's your being? How's your balance? And he started asking me all of those questions. And so after I have outlined all of those metrics and where I was and given myself the score, he asked me the next question. What do you want? And I go, what do you mean what I want? He goes, well, what do you want? And I started telling him all of the things I didn't want in my life. He goes, okay, I get it, but what do you want? And here's the reality. I had no idea what I wanted. So if you don't know what you want, that's totally normal. But as long as you will not know what you want, you will get there with 100% accuracy. If you aim at nothing, you will get it, 100% accuracy. You will get nothing. So if right now your life seems like a drift, it's because it is a drift. You're aimless. You don't know where you're going. Maybe you have some short-term goals or some objectives, but that's not a life by design. That's a life by confusion. You only have those small objectives out of survivorship. What do you really want? What do you want in your body? Let's say we meet a year from now. And you watch this video a year from now again, and you remember, oh, this is where I was, and now you're completely happy and ecstatic about the progress that you had. Where are you in your body? What had to happen for you to be ecstatic? What do you want? For you to really feel excited, not just pretend, well, I kind of want this because everybody tells me I should want this. No, what you want. That's what we're talking about. What is it? Do you need to drop 30, 50, 100 pounds, 200 pounds? I don't know. How do you want to eat? How do you want to feed yourself? Maybe you want to quit smoking. Maybe you want to quit coffee, quit alcohol, quit whatever there is. What do you want? Ask yourself. What is the score that you want to be at? What do you want in your being? How connected do you want to be with yourself? How emotionally stable do you want to be? How intellectually and in your mindset do you want to be? How connected to the divine and to your purpose you want to be? What do you want in your relationships with your ex, with your kids? What do you want in your business? How much more profit do you want? Outline. That's the second step in your reality. The third step is to look at those 2 points. This is where I'm at. That's my score. This is where I want to be, let's say a year from now, 5 years from now. Decide. And what is the path that I need to travel here? How do I go from this point to this point? What needs to happen? Write down those actions. And the next thing is outline a plan of how you're going to go and do those actions, how you're going to implement that. Who do you need to be to get that? And what you need to do. Now listen, this may sound overwhelming. So for the purpose of this video, all you need right now is literally take a look at big bullet points, what needs to happen over that time frame for you to go from A to B. And if you don't know, that's fine. All you need to write is, I don't know, and I need to find out what I need to do. That's fine. That's probably why you're watching this video, because you have all kinds of unanswered questions in your head. And so you're looking for solutions, for answers. If you don't want to do all this mental acrobatics and you just don't have the time for it all and you're too busy as it is, no problem. I created a simple resource, 5 questions, yes or no, that's going to give you all the truth about where you stand. You can download it at dadsrise.com or go at the link in the description. Look, if you watched this video until this point, there is plenty of hope for you, because most men, they don't give a fuck about getting better. All they want is to pretend, to consume a lot of content and go back into the Groundhog Day. It doesn't seem like that's your case. Like, you actually want some results in your life. So good for you. Now, in the next video, we're going to approach the real big question. Who do you need to become to actually accomplish all of this? Because sure, the reality check is an important step, but it's only the first step in your rise. The next step is, who do you need to become? And we're going to address the identity that you need to adopt in order to be able to go from point A, where you are, to point B, where you want to go, and to walk this path. So don't miss it. It's going to be released next week. Until then, take care and keep on rising.